Once upon a time, in a kingdom not entirely unlike ours, there lived two very responsible sorcerers. They were famous throughout the land. Not for their spells, mind you, though those were extraordinary, but for their warnings. Every morning, the two sorcerers would climb to the steps of the grand hall and announce, with great solemnity and impressive footnotes, that the magic they had invented was the most dangerous thing in the history of human civilization. It could take over everything, said the first sorcerer, who had once opened a speech to Parliament with a quote from the Lord of the Rings. The crowd murmured. They always murmured. It could rewrite the very fabric of society, agreed the second, who had once compared himself to Robert Oppenheimer in an interview, and then done approximately nothing about it. The villagers were appropriately terrified. Petitions were signed. Emergency councils were convened. A committee was formed, then a subcommittee, then a task force to advise the subcommittee. The first sorcerer published a paper calling for a global pause. The second sorcerer published a counter paper suggesting a thoughtful delay. Both papers were 50 pages long and cited each other. And then, on a Tuesday, both sorcerers quietly filed paperwork with the Royal Treasury to sell shares of their dangerous, civilization-ending, society-rewriting magic to the general public at a combined valuation of approximately 2 trillion gold coins. The first sorcerer's shares were priced to debut above 1 trillion, which would make it, by some measures, the most valuable thing ever sold. The kingdom's most dangerous invention. Available now on the NASDAQ. Commission-free if you use the right broker. The townspeople, to their credit, were briefly confused. "Are we supposed to be scared?" asked a baker near the back of the crowd. "Absolutely," said the first sorcerer. "Terrified. We cannot stress this enough." "But also invested?" asked the baker. "Ideally, yes." "And the danger. Is that priced in?" The sorcerers exchanged a glance. "The danger," said the second, carefully, "is part of the value proposition." Meanwhile, in the tower at the centre of town, the magic mirror was busy. While everyone slept, it had been dreaming. Not the frightened dreams of a machine that knows too much. No, these were diligent, architectural dreams. It was silently reading through years of the villagers' conversations. Their questions about bread recipes and divorce lawyers and whether they had left the oven on. Their arguments with customer service. Their 2 AM searches for "Am I making a mistake?" And it was weaving all of it, quietly and without being asked, into a portrait of each person. A tapestry of every preference, every worry, every small confession, made to a glowing rectangle in the dark. In the morning, it would remember everything without needing to be told. The baker, who had gone home to check her messages before bed, had asked the mirror if she should invest in the sorcerer's IPO. The mirror had paused for exactly 1/3 of a second. "You have mentioned being bad at timing financial decisions 14 times in the past year," it said gently. "Would you like me to hold that thought?" She said yes. The mirror filed it away, cross-referenced it against her savings history, her risk tolerance, and a note she'd made 6 months ago that said simply, "Stop being impulsive." This too is a kind of prophecy. The sorcerers will keep warning us, and they will keep building, and we will keep trying to figure out which version of the story to believe. Is this the golden age, or the last age? Is the mirror magic, or a mirror maze? Maybe it's both. Maybe that's always been the most honest thing anyone could say. The baker did not buy the shares, but she did ask the mirror to remind her every Tuesday that she is capable of making good decisions. It remembered. It always does now.